Shalom, Yabashim Isupk Thumb. I think that worked. Please, that worked. Shalaki. I'm having some technical difficulties right now. I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I'm trying. All right, that worked. Again, Shalaki. Shalom, Yahba Shimon Shabbat Thumb to my brothers. Shalom, Yahba Shemar Thumb, Shimon Shah to my sisters. I am Priest and Officer Kala with the Isupk Milwaukee. I am with the Isupk, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, under Commander General Yohana. It's been since 1969, started out of 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street, teaching the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians who they are according to the scriptures. We are not affiliated with any organizations or groups. All right, today is Wednesday. We are going into law class. You know what I'm saying? Again, Salakia for the little technical difficulties and whatnot that was going on. But yeah, I understand that America has just came through their little pagan holiday, the Halloween bull crap, and they about to go into another one, Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you like this: anybody that celebrates Thanksgiving is, I would say, as a Native American, that is offensive to me. That is offensive to my people. And if you are a so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian, and you are taking part in this celebration, Lord be with you and your family. You know what I'm saying? So I also understand that we are witnessing a war that's going on over there in Israel. I see it every time I open up my phone. Israel is under attack. The Palestinians are under attack. It's starting to get to the point where they're attacking people that's not even in that war, but over in different countries in different states. You know what I'm saying? Again, if you are a Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian, that's not your war. That's not what we should be worried about. Yeah, I understand these people that's pro-Palestinian or pro-Jewish, whatever you want to call them. They that's not your people to be standing up for. I see it all the time. They want to sit there and take a knee at football games because of the terrorist attack that's happening over there. Again, not your war. Our war is in our own communities and amongst ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Instead of us sitting there taking a knee for the terrorist attack and the Palestinian people's war, we should be sitting there trying to confront our own situations that we got going on. I mean, just recently they were sitting there boycotting that man Colin Kaepernick for taking a knee during the assembly of the allegiance of pledging, or whatever you call it. You know what I'm saying? Why are y'all up in arms about him doing it, but when everybody else is sitting there kneeling for something else, y'all not all up in arms about that? It doesn't make sense to me. And so, my advice to you so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is to focus on our own problems and try to fix them and try to do the things that we need to as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? And the only way we will ever do that is to find out who we are according to our Father. Gathering together, following the law, statutes, and commandments, and doing what the Most High wants us to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, celebrating our high holy days instead of celebrating the pagan holidays that they got going on. I'm pretty sure that I think it was yesterday, day before, they were sitting there having the costume thing, the where women get to dress up like whores and men get to sit there and do whatever they do, unalive each other. Like that's not an everyday thing, but you sit there, dress your kids up, and let them go knock on a stranger's door, even though y'all tell them not to go talk to strangers or ask strangers for candy or take things from strangers all year long, but except for that one day where you allow them to actually do it. It's a lot. It's weird to me. Sometimes I don't really understand it because if I'm gonna sit there and tell my child, don't go talk to strangers, don't go ask them for nothing, don't go knocking on other people's door. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to sit there and allow it for one day. Oh yeah, it's okay. You can go over there and take candy from that stranger. He's not gonna do nothing to you. Know what I'm saying? Nah, they're gonna sit there and they're gonna take advantage of what they can on that day. Like they say, even when the kids go out there and go trick or treating for the goddamn on candy, they still got to go home and the parents got to monitor everything that they done got out that bag, and they got to go through and search and see what was tampered with and what was not, because they're still not sure if that stranger put anything funny in their candy. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. You Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians, be smarter. Don't do the stupidest thing in the world and let your kids go over there to a stranger house, probably pick up some fentanyl or something and overdose. Because you know kids, they gonna be kids and they gonna go ahead and eat them a couple pieces of candy out that bag without you even knowing. Now your kid all sick and vomiting and foaming at the mouth or something. Or they over there on their little trip. And now you got to rush them to the hospital because they done overdosed on some drugs. When I was growing up, they used to put Molly or something in there. There was one time where they had to do a recall on some stuff because people were sitting there injecting AIDS-infested blood in candy. Yeah. Now you had to go through the candy and go like this to the little pieces to make sure that there was no puncture wound, no puncture holes or anything in there, and the candy was still right. Now you got to worry about if they sat there and resealed it and everything. You know what I'm saying? And it looked tampered or it looks weird. That's something that we got to sit there and work on too. We shouldn't be celebrating these pagan holidays like the Most High told us to stop doing. He gave us specific days that we could go ahead and celebrate. And they are the most glorious days of all time. We got one coming up soon. It's in December. It's called the Feast of Hanukkah. It's going to be December 7th for a span of 8 days where you eat, you drink, and you be merry. You know what I'm talking about? Excuse me. Sorry. I understand. Look. No, December 7th. Feast of Hanukkah. I'm pretty sure we're going to be sitting here at the school and we're going to have us a good grub and we're going to have some good drink and we're going to sit there and probably play some cards and have some great brotherhood and sisterhood here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we should be celebrating our high holy days. We shouldn't be sitting there celebrating the pagan holidays. I take a very big offense to people celebrating the pagan holiday that's coming up. That's Thanksgiving. And this month they have this thing called Thanksgiving. If you're a Native American Indian, you should understand what I mean by taking offense to this. Instead of you sitting there celebrating it too, you should be telling your brothers and sisters, the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they shouldn't be celebrating because of what happened to us on that day. What is the real meaning behind Thanksgiving? You got to go ahead and break it down for them. We will be breaking it down a lot more. But I'm gonna go ahead and go into my topic today. So we're gonna start with Revelations 11 and 14. Let's see. Do bear with me. Like I said, the war that's going on over there is not your battle. We hear about it all the time. As soon as you scroll through your Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, like TikTok, Snapchat, and all that other good stuff. And so we're gonna go ahead and start with the book of Revelations, chapter 11 and 14. The second woe is past. So right here, when it's saying the second woe is past, so the second destruction, woe is just destruction or the state of destruction. You know what I'm saying? Or the state of being destroyed. And what it's talking about is the second war. The second war the World War II that has already passed. That's done and over with. The second woe is past. And behold, he's saying, even though that second world war is already done and over with, behold, witness, pay attention. The third woe cometh quickly. The third world war is coming quickly. It's upon us already. It's happening now. You hear they over there, they fighting over a land that ain't even theirs. And then they also got other lands up in arms and ready to fight with them. Know what I'm saying? So the second woe is already past. So we already know that World War II is already done and over with. And the remnants and the anger and everything for the second war of the second war is coming. I mean, it's done with. So now we got the third war, the third world war. That's still happening. That's upon us now. So we hear about it every day. You open up your Instagram, your TikTok, Facebook, and all that, and then you sit there and scroll through. I think every other reel or every other story is talking about what's going on over there. Know what I'm saying? We hear about it. We see it every day. Again, we shouldn't, as Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians, we shouldn't be worried about the World War. I mean, not the World War, the war that's going on now. We should be worried about what's going on with our people in our own communities and how we are sitting there still being unalived. I just sat there and looked at a post where a sister took her daughters to fight somebody. They got shot, and I believe they got killed with Salaki. They were unalived. And she fled the scene. She took her kids over there to fight somebody, got unalived. I don't think anybody understanding the gravity of the situation or how heavy this is. It was a sister who took her children. You know what I'm saying? Her children. If I could, I will pull it up so you can go ahead and see. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share it into the group. I mean, not the group chat, the comment section, so y'all can go ahead and look at it. But it's mad crazy though, because I didn't expect for that to happen. I didn't think that I was gonna open up my dang on timeline or anything and see that. Let's see. More. One second. Do bear with me. But yeah, I didn't expect to see that. I didn't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? The first thing I open up and see that. And this just happened When did this happen? Bear with me. Yeah, I'm gonna post it in the comment section so y'all can go ahead and tag it and look at it and everything. But she took her kids, her daughters. It says mom takes two daughters to fight an op and then flees the scene once they got shot. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's mad crazy. It's not something you want to hear every day. It's not something you want to see every day. Oh, God. Post that. Yeah, there you go. Boom. Post it in there so you can go ahead and look at it too. If I have to look at it, you have to look at it and face the ugly truth. This is the part. This is the point. What I'm trying to bring out. We, as a people, as a nation, that's not desired by anybody else. We should be coming together and not trying to take our daughters to go fight somebody. Why? So they could get unalived. Now you have to go home. She has to go home and mourn and tell her husband, "Hey, babe, well, hey, look, I took our daughters to go fight somebody, and now they're not going to be able to come home ever." And he's going to lose his mind. He's going to be like, "What do you mean?" And she going to have to explain what really happened. She took her daughters to go fight somebody, and they unalived her kids. It's like, I don't mean shit like that. But that's what she did. She took them to go over there. And now they'll never come home again. It's crazy. It's crazy that the world we're living in. And when did this happen? Let's see. Oh, dang. This was posted 6 hours ago. This was posted hours ago. That's crazy. Like, are you serious? But we not sitting there worried about what's going on with them. We as a people are worried about what's going on over here in the Palestinian war. We're more worried about what's going on overseas than we are over in our own backyards, in our own neighborhoods. Again, I just sat there and brought out that the sister, her kids are unalived for fighting ops, fighting enemies. You know what I'm saying? Unalived for nothing, pretty much. Over a squabble. You could have just squashed it a different kind of way. But us as a people understand that we are a warrior race of people that likes to fight, that likes to battle. But no, we shouldn't be doing this to our own. We should be worried about what they doing to us in our own neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? We should be worried about the fact that they just sent, what was it, 68 billion? Hold on 1 second. I got the article right here. more than 100 billion over to the Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? They sending the money that we could be using in our own states. 100 billion, 100 billion to a race that don't really need it. They don't need your help. You know what I'm saying? But now you want to see it? We sitting here worried about the wrong thing. They could have took 63 million of that, maybe even less, to fix the waters in Flint, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? We could use some of the dang on money to fix the problems that's happening here, but no, they want to go and help other people with their wars. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they don't care about you. They don't care about the fact that our kids are starving or we don't have clean water in Michigan. You know what I'm saying? The reservations. Speaking of the reservation, November 4th, the Neo Pit Pavilion is Operation Reservation. And we giving out clothes and some hot chocolate and whatever we can to the people on the res. You know what I'm saying? It's the third annual Operation Reservation. You know what I'm saying? We have something going on to go ahead and help our people. At least I can see and tell you that the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, is the only ones that's sitting there caring about the people. We care. We care so much that we are sitting there going out of our way to go ahead and give what we can. You know what I'm saying? And we give a little bit more. Still. We give what we can and we still give more. I don't see anybody else out there doing the same thing we do. And you know why? That's because we understand the Bible. We understand the laws. We understand that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are our people. That are a nation of people that should be together instead of warring against each other. We out here worried about the rumors that's about to happen, the rumors of wars that's happening. We out here worried about what's going on about the World War III that's about to happen. We should be getting together, gathering together, and stopping the violence in between each other and prepare for what's going to happen. Instead of sitting there being all uppy and trying to fight each other. Look at it. And I understand something. Let's see. Do forget. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and give Matthew 24 and 6. And just so you know, this is Christ speaking. You know what I'm saying? This is Christ speaking to the disciples. And it says in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. We're going to hear about the World War III that's coming, what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? You hear about them setting up troops in Ukraine, sending them $100 billion to expound on their army. You know what I'm saying? and that ye be not troubled. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass. He said this has to happen. This war that y'all hearing about, it has to happen. They are preparing for it. They're pretty much in the middle of it now. It's supposed to happen. It's going to happen. But you, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, should be sitting there focused on something else. You should be sitting there focused on coming together as a nation. You know what I'm saying? Coming together as the nation that's not desired by anybody. You should be sitting there not unaliving each other, sexually assaulting our sisters, or letting grown men play dress up, and go in the women's bathroom with our women. We shouldn't let that happen. Women shouldn't be tolerant about men doing that. They should be up in arms about that as well. Because as a woman, you should feel uncomfortable thinking that there was a man that can go ahead and dress like you, act like you, talk like you. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't feel comfortable when somebody is being like you. And I'm here to tell you, in the Bible, it's a sin for a man to lie upon a man like he would womankind. It's a sin for women to do the same thing. It's a sin for women to lie with women as they would mankind. It's a sin for you to be in the alternative lifestyle. It's a sin. My thing is this. Why would you sit there and change what the Lord has made you? Why would you try to do that? You doing that is trying to say that you're better than the Most High. You shouldn't have that kind of mindset. You shouldn't want to sit there and think that you're better than him. You shouldn't think that at all. Because there is no one greater than him. He made you a man. And that's what you're going to be. Even if you sit there and get it cut off. You're still going to be a man because that's what you was born as. Just like if you was a woman and you decided you wanted to go get something grafted on. You're still going to be a woman. Men can't have babies without a woman. Women can't have babies without a man. And if a man sits there and cut it off and pretends like he's a woman, he still can't have life. He may have the life that he was born with to give to offer up to the woman, like offer into the woman so she can go ahead and bear the life and then have the life come from her. You know what I'm saying? Because the men are bringers of life. Women are the bearers. Men feed them life for them to bring out life. You know what I'm saying? But if a man sits there and cut his thing off, then what sense is that? I mean, say I take these two plugs. Yeah, they are different. You know what I'm saying? They differ. But there is nothing that can happen if I was to try to plug these two pieces in together. There's no connection. Now, if I was to sit there and take it into, this is the juice box, and I take this in and I plug it in there, it brings forth the electricity, the life that the phone needs. You know what I'm saying? I can't sit there and get the electricity from plugging these two in. That's not going to happen. Okay? Matter of fact, let me go ahead and get that for you. But yeah. It's in the book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 22. And it says, "Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind." Men should lie with women. Men should lie with women. Women should lie with men. With a man. So, like, let me go ahead and rephrase that. Men should lie with women. A woman shall lie with one man for her life. Because once a woman has laid with a man, that is her wife. I mean, that is her husband for the rest of her life. Oh, good night. That play on words kind of. But yeah, men shouldn't be laying with men. I'm sorry to tell you, the alphabet community is a sin. So if your kids want to be part of the alphabet brigade, you shouldn't let them. As a man in the household that should be running his house, you should tell your son it's not okay. Tell your daughter it is not okay to sit there and do the things that the alternative lifestyle wants you to be. It's not okay for them to come and teach your children at a young age that it's okay to be different. It's not okay. That's a sin. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination. It's something horrid, disgusting, foul to look at or even think about. You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't be thought of. That shouldn't even be on anybody's mind. It's like men should be. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, but besides the fact that men were born to be with the woman. That's it. That's how we were born. We was born to go out and search for a woman. But again, we having problems in our own communities, in our own neighborhoods, where the men are not looked. What's the word I'm looking for? Favorably. They're not looked upon favorably. Women are showing hatred towards men. And I can understand the reason why that is. They didn't grow up with the father figure in the household because our fathers were taken from us. Like, there was an article that said that the only way that women was able to get the government assistance and whatnot was for the man not to be in the house. You know what I'm saying? So for them to get the help that they needed for the children, the man couldn't be there. It got to the point where now the kids grow up, the father isn't there, so they think that's what they should be doing, disappearing and not trying to be a father. They having kids left and right and not fathering these kids. They producing the children, but they're not sitting there teaching them well. If you come into the ISUBK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we will teach you how to be men and fathers and show you how to raise your household and your children. We will teach you not to sit there and be on drugs and not to sit there and do the things that the world has been sitting there whispering sweetly in your ears all these years. We'll teach you drugs is not okay. Running the drugs is not okay. We will teach you that. We will teach you that if a man in the household is there to teach his children, that structured household would be stronger. If there is a man in the house to run it, the children will have a father figure to grow up to. Because women sit there, they're mothering. they have like a mother's, like the nature of a mother. I don't know if you understand what I mean. So let me break it down for you. Say you have a kid and they out there, they playing and the kid falls. Oh man, it's okay. You okay? Stand up. That's the mother. Kid falls again. She repeats herself. Oh, you okay? You okay? What's the matter? Stand up. If a father is around, he's gonna sit there. The first time the kid is gonna fall, boom, get up, dust yourself off, man. Don't let it happen again. Why? And then if you fall again, why you keep falling? You're not clumsy. Why you keep falling? Explain this to me. What's going on? So we can fix it. See, we are more disciplined and more own discipline on the children. That's how we are wired. That's how we are programmed to be. We are more so to sit there and correct what's going on with the child's behavior. When the woman is just sitting there to nurse them and bring them up and sit there and coddle them and baby them. You know what I'm saying? Men need to be raised by men. They shouldn't be raised by women. That's why we have so many of the alphabet warriors out there now. Because the women are raising our children. We're raising our men to be weak. I hate to say it, but that's how it is. But yeah, like in the book of Leviticus 18 and 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination. And there's another scripture that has to be brought out because it's sad to say, but it's happening and it's had to happen for it to be here. So now I have to bring it out and explain it. And that's the next scripture. And it says, neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Don't sleep with animals. I opened up my Instagram and seen something I did not want to see. And I'm gonna tell you like this: it wasn't pretty. It was not. So that's why I know this scripture is there for a reason, because it has happened and it is happening now. And it's telling you not to sleep with animals. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion. Not only is it confusion, it's disgusting. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of it, but there's this video going around just talking about the horseman or some bull crap like that. Don't go look it up. I advise you, don't look it up at all. Don't. You don't even want to be scarred the same way I was scarred this morning. But yeah, so they got the wars that's going on, and they hearing of wars that's happening, that's supposed to happen. What we should be doing is following the law. And I hear this all the time. Christian folks say this all the time. Uncle just told it. He was like, well, I don't know about you, but I don't follow the old law. I follow the New Testament. You know what I'm saying? Because the old law has been done away with. And I'm here to tell you it's not. That's not what's happening. The old law was not done away with. Just like as in the days of old. Is it 5 and 16 or 16 and 5? It's like, my bad. It's 5 and 17. Let's see. The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17. And this is for those Christian folk or those people that believe that the old law is done away with, that you don't have to follow all the laws. I'm here to tell you that's crap, and I don't know who's been teaching. I do know who's been teaching you. And it was not the ISUPK. It was not the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge teaching you that you should, that the law has been done away with. It's not us teaching you that. It is the Christian church. And I'm here to tell you the Christian church has failed you. Yes, Black, Hispanic, and Native American men, I know it comes as a shock. But the Christian church is failing you. It has failed you. Right now, you just sitting there in a burning building and your pants is on fire. And we're here to give you the knowledge and throw the water on you so you be out of fire. So you can go ahead and come in, get the breath of life, breathed into you. It's like, 1 second. Bear with me. Yeah, the Christian church, they ain't doing nothing but deceiving you. There we go. What y'all are sitting there, you gotta understand. We're here to bring you the law, statutes, and commandments. We're here to help you understand them and to follow them. That's what we're here for. We're not here to sit there and poison your mind. We're not here to sit there and do what everybody thinks we're out here out to do. It's a lot here. Good night. Let's see. With that Bible that quick. It's a good thing I got it on my phone. We were at the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17. It says, "Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill." Right there. He didn't get rid of the law. He's not coming to get rid of the law. He's not coming to change it or anything. He's coming to let you know that the prophets and the law is going to be here. You know what I'm saying? 18. "For verily I say unto you," listen closely. This is what I say to you. Listen to what I say. "Till heaven and earth pass," heaven to the heavens, which is like the sky, the clouds and everything. You know what I'm saying? The heavens, and then the earth, which is the ground that we walk on. "To heaven and earth pass." I mean, if you look at it, there's no ending in sight of the heavens, nor it is on the ground. It's always reoccurring. It's always there. So, "till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law." Nothing is going to be changed. None whatsoever. Not one dot or one tittle. Not one scratch of the line of the law is going to disappear. It's not being changed. It's not getting rid of. Till all be fulfilled. It's not getting rid of. He's going to make sure it's fulfilled. Everything that's in the Bible, all 613 law, statutes, and commandments. He's not changing one dot or one tittle of the law till heaven and earth pass. You know what I'm saying? If you go outside right now, you still see the heavens. It just may be darker. And you're just going to look down and you see the ground. And that's the earth. Nothing will change. The old laws and the new laws are going to be there until the end of heaven and earth. You know what I'm saying? So, just like the Christian church is sitting there telling you that the old law has been done away with, it's not true. The old law, the same as it was in the days of old, as it is in the days of new. The law has not been changed. The law will not change. It's going to be fulfilled, whether you like it or not. It's there. And it's just like that, right there. And you be one day sitting there on your couch, probably just sitting there trying to escape life and the poverty that you in by sitting there smoking and getting high. Or sitting there drinking yourself into a stupor. Or women out there selling their bodies to get by to make ends meet so they can feed their children. We in the ISUPK is going to be bringing you the law. You know what I'm saying? You may just be sitting there one day and bam, right there. Now you got the law. It's in your face. You just so happen to be scrolling and you see our face pop up on your dang on timeline or your For You page. It happens. You know what I'm saying? You could be walking down the street and you hear us out there speaking on the street. Boom, there go the law. The law is always going to find you. Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians. Whether you like it or not. And I'm going to tell you like this. It caught me off guard. It hit me like a ton of bricks. And the first law that I learned was you can't eat pork. Even though I wasn't even really eating pork like that. But I still was. And then I was hit with the pork is a sin. Well, there we go. Not eating that no more. I got rid of that. And then I found out that I had hypertension. And that was the result of eating pork. It's crazy. All types of stuff will happen to you. And you there's always a reason and explanation behind everything that's happening to you now. Like, it's crazy. The law is not done away with. The law has not been destroyed. It's not going to be destroyed. It's going to be fulfilled. So the best thing that we should be doing as a race, as a people, as the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we should be in the book of Zephaniah 2:1. And that says, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. I've been saying it pretty much this entire time that I've been talking. As the nation that's not desired by anybody, we should want to link up and be together with the people that are the same. Oh man, blacks are not desired either. Let me go ahead and see what's going on over there. Oh snap, Hispanic people too? And Native Americans? Why is that? Now I'm looking for answers. And then the ISUPK comes and gives you the answers that you need. It may not be what you want, but it is what you need. You know what I'm saying? We are here to give you the unfiltered, unadulterated truth. 100%. Why? Because we love you, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians. And that's without a doubt. But as the people that's not desired in America or anywhere else in the world, we should be gathering together. We should be getting together and stopping what's going on in our neighborhoods. We should be sitting there not fighting each other, but fighting everything that's trying to prevent us from being like in Zephaniah 2:1. We should be fighting against that. Those who sit there and say that we are enemies and we shouldn't be together, we should be fighting against them. We should be sitting there trying our best to go ahead and be the nation that we need to be. We need to go ahead and come back to being one people. I don't want to see our people sitting there divided and conquered, because that's exactly what we are right now. We have been divided to the point where we hate each other, and we shouldn't hate each other at all. Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian people should not hate one another. We should be loving one another. And the word and love is not a feeling. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't have that. It's not a feeling, okay? The word love is an action. And to love someone is to sit there and show them the right way to go, which is to teach them the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, the law, statutes, and commandments. And that's what we do in the ISUPK. We sit there and we make sure that the laws are getting done and also being taught, because that's how it's supposed to be. We live by the law and we teach the law. We correct our brothers when they need to be corrected. We show y'all transgressions against the law and pray that you sit there and take heed and start changing your lives. We're giving you the life that you want, the life that you seek. And I see it every day. Brothers and sisters are out there all messed up in the head, and they tired of being oppressed, and they tired of living poor, and they're tired of being tired. Yes, I understand. And the only way you can go ahead and get the cure for that is coming in the ISUPK. Come into class and go ahead and learn. That's what we do. We sit there and teach you the right way. You at the bottom of the barrel. The only way to go is up. I pray you understand. But yeah, Zephaniah 2:1. Just so you understand, I'm going to reiterate it. I'm going ahead and break it down a different way if you need me to. Gather yourselves together. Come together as a people. Stop fighting. Come together. Yay. Gather together. Again, you had to say it twice for you to understand. Come together. You over there in different parts of the corners and the shady parts of the dang on room. Come out and come together. You so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. And the oh nation not desired. There's all these nations out there. And you, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians, are the most hated and most undesired people. Black people. Don't you hate it when you go into grocery stores or Chinese restaurants or whatever, or corner stores and whatnot, and they watch you like a hawk? Don't you hate that? Don't you hate being followed around? Don't you? Don't you hate having to go to a Chinese person to go ahead and get your weave, black woman? But you shouldn't even need to have weave. You black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian women are beautiful without it. Rock your natural hair. You don't really need weave to go ahead and look good. You know what I'm saying? Don't you hate it though? Don't you hate having to go to other people for the stuff that needs to that that you would understand more than they would? Don't you hate having to go to a hair salon that's ran by uh, the so-called pale-faced demons or devils? You go in there and they got ethnic hairstyles. Don't you hate seeing that? Don't you hate going into a bathroom with your natural hair out and you hear this? Oh, is that your real hair? Can I touch it? Don't you hate that? Hispanic people, don't you hate being told to go back to your country? I believe blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans get the same question. But don't you hate it when they tell you to go back to your country when this is your country? Don't you hate the fact that if you don't have papers and they call the ICE on you, you sit there and get deported back to a land that was already yours? You get taken from part of a land that's yours and then put in another part of the land that was yours. How stupid is that? That's like me coming in your house, or let's say, I'm not even gonna say me, some pale faced devil coming in your house and take you outside and put you in the doghouse and tell you that's where you belong now. That's the same thing. Don't you hate that? Don't you hate having to sit there and explain stuff to people? You know what I'm saying? Don't you hate it when you go to the store and they say some of the craziest stuff? It's like Native Americans. Come on now. I'm Native American. And I'm gonna tell you what I hate here. Go back to where you come from. I'm Native. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? I hate that. Or your people was nothing but savages. I've been called a spear chucker. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I was called a spear chucker when I told them that I was Native American Indian. He said, "Oh, you're a spear chucker." Hey, hold up, wait a minute. You did not just say that to me. You thought I didn't hear him. Yeah, I've been called a spear chucker. Been called a savage. I even had my own tribe sit there and say some stuff that hurt me in the end. You know what I'm saying? Came to work to do my job, and this woman lied and said that some stuff happened, and then I was out of a job. I came in there. My mother, she's a Judite woman. Father is Native American from the tribe of Gad. So my hair is different. I got the hair of a Judite. But when it's combed out and pressed out, it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? People want to touch it. I don't know what it is. Why do they want to touch you or your hair so bad? I hate that. Don't you? So why can't we just go ahead and do what we should be doing, like in Zephaniah, and gathering together so we won't have to sit there and worry about Becky trying to come touch our hair? Or Bob sitting there calling us out our names, calling us derogatory terms, if you will, derogatory. But yeah, so we shouldn't be killing each other. We should be gathering together and fixing what's going on in our neighborhoods. We're going to go to the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 13. And this has been told to us so many times. Thou shalt not kill. It's that simple. Just 4 words to make one sentence. Thou shalt not kill. It's gotten to the point where we have to be told multiple times. Even though, like I said in Zephaniah 2:1, we should be gathering together to fix everything. You know what I'm saying? Because hating what's going on and what's happening to us day in and day out, being stuck in poverty, brothers and sisters strung out on drugs, alcoholics, you know what I'm saying? All this type of stuff that's going on. I hate it. You should hate it too. So for us to fix that, first thing we need to do is stop unaliving each other. Thou shalt not kill. I don't even think I could sit there and say that online. But I'm not going to be able to change one dot or one tittle from this law. So, thou shalt not kill. And that means to unalive somebody. Thou shalt not unalive. You shouldn't be unaliving your brother or sister. It's gotten to the point where, even though I just said it in the Exodus, and for those who sit there and say, well, that's in the old law, and that's the Old Testament, I'm going to go to the New Testament. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Matthew 5:21. And it says, you have heard that it was said by them of old time. You just heard that in the Old Testament, okay? You heard it before. This is for those people that sit there and say that the old law has been done away with. Even though I just told you that the law is not going to be changed, but going to be fulfilled. So, I'm going to have to go ahead and explain this a little bit more. As it was said in the days of old, as in the days of new, ye have heard that it was said by them of old time. Back in the day, you heard them say it. Thou shalt not kill. You shouldn't kill. Thou shalt not kill. 4 words. You should live by those. 4 little words. And whosoever shall kill, those who are out there unaliving people, shall be in danger of the judgment. Good. Dang. Let's see. This right here is just another study material. This is the Zondervan's Pictorial Bible Dictionary. And for those of you that don't understand what judgment is, I'm going to give you the definition of what it says here. It's Hebrew, mishpat, a word found many times in the Bible referring sometimes to the pronouncing of a formal opinion or decision by men, but more often to a calamity regarded as sent by God by way of punishment or a sentence of God as the judge of all. Among the more important judgments of God prior to Exodus are those upon Adam and Eve and the serpent after the fall. It's just a punishment, or it's a punishment or a calamity. So, ye have heard that it was said by them of old time. That's back in Exodus, back in Deuteronomy. Thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. So, what we should be doing is not killing each other, because it's a sin against the Most High. We should be coming together as one people. We should come together as the nation that the Most High wants us to. And there's a reason why he wants us to gather together. There's a reason why he tells us not to kill each other. For us to sit there and become his chosen people again, his favorite people all over again, is to sit there and come back as one nation that the Most High wants us to be, and not to be unaliving each other every left and right, or to be sitting there out there celebrating pagan holidays like Thanksgiving or Halloween that just passed, trick or treating or whatever you want to call it. Those days he didn't deem for us. He wants us to come back together as the people that we should be under his rule. Not celebrating birthdays, not sitting there celebrating pagan holidays, not eating pork, not killing each other, not sitting there sexually abusing our women. Women not sitting there thinking that they can rule over the man and to be submissive and to sit there and be a pillar of rest for that man. And men to learn how to be men and raise their households and not smoke weed or sit there and put their hands on a woman. And that's because everything is done in decency and order. Like in the book of 1 Corinthians. Chapter 14 and 40. Like I said, women shouldn't be trying to rule over the man. They should be sitting there letting the man try to run his household. And men, you should be coming into the ISUPK to learn how to be a man to raise and run your household. Because everything is done in decency and in order. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 40. Let all things, not just some things, not just a little bit, not just a teensy bit, or let me go ahead and maybe do it sometimes. Let all things be done decently and in order. And the reason why that scripture is there is because we are a militant people. We are a militant race of people. We have orders to follow. We are to follow all the laws, statutes, and commandments. We are to sit there and raise our households the right way. We are to not be sitting there doing the works of the world. We should be all doing the works of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get First Corinthians 11:3. Because everything, not just some things, everything is done indecently and in order. And what that means is, women, you shouldn't be trying to rule over your man. Men, you shouldn't let your woman rule over you or be scared to rule your house. You should be adhering to the order of things. There's a structure. There's an order. There's things that you need to follow. And I'm here to bring that out in the book of 1 Corinthians 11:3. You know what I'm saying? Okay. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 3. But I would have you know, I want you to understand something, that the head of every man is Christ. So, the head of every man. So there's a head, there's a structure to everything. Just like you have a head of household is the man. You know what I'm saying? And the head of that man is Christ. Let me reread that. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua, which is that's Jesus. Okay, so Christ is a Mashiach in Hebrew. I'm just going ahead and read it in English. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and that the head of the woman, listen very closely, that the head of every woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. So the order goes: God, Christ, man, woman, and therein. You know what I'm saying? It isn't God, Christ, woman, and then man. It's God, Christ, and man, then woman. So women shouldn't be trying to rule over their households. Women should sit there and let their man lead. I understand. I understand it completely. I seen it today on. I see a lot of stuff when I get on my phone. I seen it. There was a woman who sat there and was like, "I don't respect men," and this was the question posed: why is that? And she said that's because that her father wasn't around to raise her, so she doesn't really respect men. And he was like, I understand. Because there wasn't the father figure in your life to sit there and correct you when you was wrong. Now you have a problem with men that's authoritative, that are leaders, that are the ones that take charge. You know what I'm saying? You are afraid of a masculine man because there was no man in the household for you to look up to and for a man to be over you. But we in the UPK, we teach you how to sit there and let a man rule over your household. And for you to sit there and be able to do the things that needs to be done inside the household so it'll be run smoothly. But I understand though. I see it all the time. Let's see. This is the one I'm looking for. Again, women shouldn't be the ones holding power in the household. And if a woman wants to learn something, there's a way that she has to learn. You know what I'm saying? But let me finish off what I got over here for 1 Corinthians. But I would have, this is the First Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Every man praying or prophesying and having his head covered. And I want you to understand something. Me teaching you this class, praying and prophesying, you know what I'm saying? My head is not covered. This right here is open. This is an opening on your crown. So your head is not covered. As a man, you shouldn't have this closed out completely. It should be open because that's how we teach. That's how we read, and that's how we sit there and follow the laws. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes brothers will just wear the headpiece. They go around like this. And sometimes it's just a headband, a crown piece, or one of these. You know what I'm saying? But we have this open right here. If you look at it, it's open. I can stick my fingers in there all the way around. You know what I'm saying? And this is how you know. This is how you know we are not Jewish people. Because Jewish people, instead of them doing what the scriptures say, to pray and prophesy with their head uncovered, they got the crown of their head covered. That piece that's missing right here is on their head. Good night. I was at the gym the other day, and a Jewish man walked in there, and he had one of them dang on yarmulkes or whatever you want to call it, right there, just posted right there, and he had 2 strings hanging down on his side. Man, I'm telling you, the way it happened, it was the most funniest thing I have ever seen. The man comes out of nowhere in gym shorts and string, and a yarmulke, and a t-shirt. And we was like, what are you wearing, man? He's like, this is my natural thing that I have to wear when I work out. Man, when I tell you, he took that towel from the top of his head, no hair, the yarmulke, the sideburns, nothing else. Just the sideburns, the yarmulke, and 2 strings, and gym shorts and a t-shirt. But right here, it says, every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head. And his head, so when they're saying that, it's saying like his head, the man, the person that's above him, which is Christ. Is dishonoring the Most High. I mean, dishonoring Christ. Number 5. But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonoreth her head. For that is even all one as if she was shaven. So, if a woman is praying or prophesying, or even hearing a man pray or prophesy, like, I do apologize. If a man is sitting there doing what I'm doing, teaching, or he's just sitting there talking to her about scripture, her head should be covered. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't have this opening. It should be wrapped up or having some type of thing to cover her head. That's how she shows honor to her man or the head of her household. You know what I'm saying? Or if she doesn't have a husband, it'll be the teacher. She'd be showing honor by doing that. Or her father. But if she didn't have her head uncovered, I mean, if she didn't have her head covered and it was uncovered, it'd be like as if it was shaven. If you was to see a woman walking down the street and her head is bald or shaved, her hair is shaved off, you would sit there and like, dang, what happened to her? Why did she cut her hair off? What's going on? Why? Like, did you see that, man? She bald, bro. What in the world? It's not natural. It's not something that's natural to look at. It's unnatural, actually. It's weird. You know what I'm saying? Because a woman's beauty is her hair. It's sometimes it's her hair. To some people, they like the hair on a woman. The natural hair is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's like there we go. Sometimes just the natural beauty itself is just something that a woman needs. It's her beauty. She doesn't need to go to the store to get weave. You know what I'm saying? Now, most of the time, women go to get the weave because if they don't have long hair, it doesn't look right. It's not natural. It's something going on. There's something wrong why her hair is like that. But women should not be trying to rule over the household because there is a structure. What women should be doing is in the book of First Timothy, chapter 2. Oh, there we go. It's like I got so many books up there. I'm trying to find them. The book of First Timothy, chapter 2, verse 11. There we go. It's like it. First Timothy chapter 2 and 11. It says, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. So she shouldn't be trying to speak over and teach you how to do things. You should be teaching her. You should be running your own household. You should be learning how to do the things that you should as a man. A woman is supposed to be there to help you and to make sure that the structure that you have laid out is followed to a T. You know what I'm saying? She's there to make sure that the kids don't get under you. Don't get underfoot, if you will. So if the household should be ran smoothly, the man should be in authority. The man should be running his house. The man should be teaching. First off, man and woman should be in the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. If the man comes into school, he can go ahead and teach his wife. It's that simple. Man. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what I mean. The book of First Timothy, chapter 3, verse 4. Okay. On one that ruleth well his own house. And when it's saying one that ruleth well his own house, it's saying the man that rules his house well, that has his stuff in order, having his children in subjection with all gravity. And what that means is like, say the father say something, the kids will be like, yes sir, no sir, I understand sir, and they get it done. Everything is done. All he had to do is just say it one time, and it was done. His house is in order. Technically, he ain't really got to say nothing. He just give him a look, and that stuff is done completely. That's how you should be doing. You should be running your house, running your own house. And for that to happen, we need to go ahead and go back to the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. To gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Should be coming back to each other as one nation. And finding you a black, Hispanic, or Native American rib, or two, or three. Well, whatever you can handle. And yes, men have multiple wives. But yeah, gather together is what we should be doing. Honestly. So, we should be gathering together as a collective people, as the nation that's not desired. We should be coming back as one. You know what I'm saying? It's like I do that so I can get the camera focused. I do apologize. Sometimes if you move too fast, the camera it won't focus on you. It'll get real blurry. So all you got to do is stick up your hand, go like this, like that, and then you can be able to see me again. Sometimes if I do it too fast, you won't be able to see me at all. But hey, it is what it is. So what we need to do as a people, we need to go ahead and follow the book of Zephaniah 2 and 1. Go ahead and come back together as a nation that we're supposed to be under the Most High's rulership. We should be the black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian as one people, not hating each other. We should be loving each other. And to love each other, you are to sit there and follow the law, statutes, and commandments. We are supposed to be following them and observing them and teaching them through all generations. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't be wanting to sit there and be complacent where we at now. We shouldn't like the fact that we are in poverty. We shouldn't like the fact that we hate each other. What we should be doing is trying to figure out how to become each other's, I don't want to say friend, but come back to being each other's people. Being the trusted people that we were supposed to be. Before we was even like integrated into this dang on with the dang on pale face demons. Before we was integrated with them, we were thriving. We were thriving as a people. We had our own stuff. We had our own stuff. While they were going through their Great Depression, we were sitting there thriving and moving forward and making the world run better than what has ever been done. We've invented so many things as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. America wouldn't even be America if it wasn't for us. Everything that's out here that's been brought up, that's been thought of, is because of us. Every invention. Because of you. The black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. because of your ancestors, because of your forefathers. We sat there and we built structures that needed to be built. We did things that needed to be done. Heck, I just found out that the dang old the pencil was invented by a black man. The first open heart surgery was done by, I believe, a black man as well. Hold on, listen. It's so crazy. People don't understand this, but we've done so much. I can tell you, it's about a thousand. You know what I'm saying? The aeroplane propelling units was made by a black person. Biscuit cutter, folding bed, coin changer, rotary engine, car coupler, letterbox, stainless steel pads, torpedo discharger, disposable syringe, home security system, a corn planter, cotton planter, ironing board, street sweepers, horse bridle bit, that piece that goes in the horse's mouth. These things that they sat there and they made. The electric lamp hydraulic shock absorber, the refrigerator, mop. Dang. You know those stair climbing wheelchairs that the old people be getting on and it just goes up? Black man invented that. Everything. It's like 100 or so odd people on the list that made this. That made all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for us, people would still be in the dark ages. Good night. Ain't that something? So, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. I'm gonna tell you like this: you are the most valuable item on this planet. And the reason why I say item is because that's how they look at you. They don't even consider you as 3/5 of a man. Is it 3/5 or 3/4? 3/4 of a man. They don't even consider you a human being. They don't even consider you that. You're even lower than a beast. So yes, you, black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian, black man, woman, and child, are the most valuable object on this planet to them. We are that chess piece, the most valued chess piece on the board that everybody is vying for. That everybody is going for. Everybody needs it for them to win the dang on the chess game. You know what I'm saying? They sit there and they fight, they're doing their dangest to get you. Why do you think they sitting there sending help to the Mexicans? You know what I'm saying? Who is it? Russia or something? Let's see. Oh man. Yeah, they sitting there. They sending freaking like like they America is sending them. No, not even America. It's like Russia or some. They sitting there bringing tanks and everything that they can to send over there to the Hispanic people because they know that if they can get on the Hispanic people's good side, they may be able to use them for help. They may be able to use them for their good. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't see you as people. They see you as an object of being owned. You know what I'm saying? They don't see that you are people that's losing children on the borders. You know what I'm saying? They don't see you as people that was kicked out of their own land. Black and Hispanic people, you're not so different. I was talking to a Hispanic brother on the bus. It was hilarious. He was like, I was like, brother, you know you a black man too? He's like, yeah, I know. I was like, oh, that's what's up. You know that you are a black man. He's like, yeah, but you black too. I was like, I'm Native American. Of course I know I'm black as well. My skin tone is black. He was like, yes, I'm black here, but you're black everywhere. I was like, oh, that's funny. That's funny, bro. But you are too. You just a lighter version. He's like, no, everybody loves me because my skin is a lot lighter than yours. I was like, that's crazy because it's true. They sat there. They look at him a lot different than they would look at me because his skin tone is a lot lighter than mine. He told me that Hispanic people with darker skin tones are not looked highly upon, even in Mexico. He said black Mexicans, dark skinned Mexicans still get treated differently in Mexico than they would here in America. I was like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Because even though y'all, the Mexicans that are darker, it's just the skin complexion. Yeah, they're the same as you. They're just a Mexican, just darker. He's like, I understand, but the people, they don't see it that way. The old traditional people, they don't see it that way. They think that the lighter version is the better version than anything. I was like, that's crazy to hear. That is. Because even though they are darker than you, they still are you. They are still your flesh. They still your blood. They're still your people. He's like, I know, but trying to explain that to everybody else is hard to do. I was like, dang, that's crazy. I was like, I've noticed that here in America too. Dark skinned Native Americans are looked at differently as well. Like there was a Hispanic, not a Hispanic sister, a Native American sister, and she was like, you can't be Native American. Native Americans aren't as dark as you. Like she had in her mind that Native Americans were white. I was like, look, I'm not from the pale faced tribe. The people that sat there and they sat there and impersonated us, paid $5 just so they could get the land that you were supposed to be given. the settlements that you or we were supposed to be getting. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. I'm not part of the pale face people. And those people right there, those are the ones you should be sitting there questioning and thinking highly doubtful of them being Native American. But here's the thing though. We are like a speckled bird. We come in all forms of different colors. You know what I'm saying? We range from as black as charcoal, where we black is black as this. You know what I'm saying? Blacker than black, where we can leave fingerprints on charcoal if we wanted to about as pale as this. I've met somebody that was paler than pale. You know what I'm saying? And he was able. It looked like this man can, if he was to sit there and throw just a little bit of shade, he'd probably get darker. He was so bright. It looked like he could be see through. But guess what? He was still a brother. So we should be doing as in Zephaniah 2:1. It doesn't matter what color you are, what color your skin is. As long as your father is Native American and his father. You know what I'm saying? We follow who your father is. Because you are what your father is. If your father is Native American, or if your father is one of the 12 tribes, you are of my people. And the laws that we're bringing out are for you. The laws that need to be given to you is for them, for those of the 12 tribes. But we only follow who our father is, not through who our mother is. You know what I'm saying? Just like out here in the world, out in the world, if you was I came from Oregon to get here. I signed up for some help because I'm Native American and they offered help for Native Americans. But they told me that I needed to have Native American in my mother's side. And I told them, I am Native American on both sides. It's just that my mother is more black than she is Native. They wanted to sit there and run an extensive test and do blood, DNA, and all types of stuff. I was kind of cool with it. I just don't like needles. So I wasn't trying to let them come near me with a needle. So I left it alone. But it was crazy to hear that they was going by who your mother was instead of who your father is. And I had to sit there and break that down to them too. Like, how is that possible? Because you are of your father. Your father is the one that carried the seed. And the seed is what it is that's supposed to be growing up out of the ground. And they was like, what do you mean? I was like, so if I was to sit there and give you a scenario, like if I was to take a seed from, what did I use? A mango. Took a mango seed, planted it in the ground. And it grew up. What was it? What would it be? A mango tree. That's what she said. I was like, exactly. So I take a seed from that mango tree and I plant it in Jamaica. Does that make it a Jamaican mango tree? Or does that make it a mango tree that grew up in Jamaica? She's like, the second option. I was like, okay. I take the mango seed from one of those trees out in Jamaica and I plant it on the moon. She was like, it doesn't work that way. I was like, just listen. Just listen. If I plant that tree out in outer space and it so happens to grow up, would that be a space mango or would it be a mango in space? She's like, second option. I was like, okay then. So you should be going by who your father is and not who your mother is. It doesn't make sense that if your mother is the bloodline you're going for, the bloodline of the mother is always going to be cut off because the mother can't produce seed. The mother can't produce more offspring unless she has the man. And she's like, oh dang, that's heavy. I was like, yeah. I was like, that's all it is. You just gotta understand though. Man, it's needs to be flipped over. I was like, but yeah, that's all I was just trying to get at. Nothing funny. You know what I'm saying? Because it just didn't make sense that you would sit there and have to get help from somebody, and they all you could do for if your mother is what you are. Change the whole dynamic out there. But like I was saying, we shouldn't even be caring about that. We should be thinking that along the lines of Zephaniah 2:1, that we should be gathering together, that we should be as one nation, that we should not be fighting against each other. We should be fighting with, like fighting for each other. You know what I'm saying? Fighting our enemies with each other. You know what I'm saying? Not fighting each other. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay, let me. What I mean is, say you and your brother got into a fight, right? If you and your brother got into a fight and you had a whole bunch of people around that's your enemies and they trying to fight you too, should you be fighting your brother or should you be fighting the enemies? Right. You should be fighting the enemies. You and your brother should be back to back, battling each and every enemy that comes up against you. So, if we do like in Zephaniah 2:1 and come together as the nation that we're supposed to be and fight the enemies and be the nation that the Most High want us to be, now do you get what I'm saying? Right. It's understandable. So, our enemies are the pale-faced devils. And the devil just means deceiver. You know what I'm saying? Our pale-faced deceivers. I call them pale-faces because that's how my grandma has been calling them all my life. And I've just grown up calling them that. The oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Yes, the devil that the Bible speaks of. But we can't sit there and fight our oppressor if we sitting there still fighting amongst each other. It is what it is. That's how you gotta look at it and understand. We can't fight the battles that need to be fought if we're fighting each other. We need to be practicing Zephaniah 2:1. We shouldn't be trying to kill each other. We shouldn't be sitting there abusing our women, sexually abusing our women, if you will. We shouldn't even allow for the alphabet community to be able to go in our schools and teach our children that it's okay to live the alternative lifestyle. Did you know that they got this video out where this woman was sitting there talking about in her class, she puts all the kids in the closet. And she tells them if they come out and they reveal themselves. Again, it sounds stupid and mad crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So she goes in and she says, the kid that comes out as part of the alphabet brigade, they get a cupcake. And the ones that come out straight don't get nothing. So you mean to tell me there's no reward for a person to be heterosexual, for a person to be straight, but it's okay for them to be part of the dang on alphabet community? What kind of bullcrap is that? It's stupid. It's stupid, man. It's stupid. And I think it's stupid. And the sad part is, there was another video where the kid came on there and said that it was stupid of her to sit there and do that. And he thought that it was unfair that they got cupcakes and he did. They got to have a little party of them coming out. And he didn't. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Mad crazy. No, that's no. I understand. But listen, I'm about to run out of time anyway. But you can go ahead and keep tuning in on Wednesdays. We have another class coming on tomorrow. You can go ahead and call in, or you can go ahead and watch us online then. But no, that is crazy though, because yes, they say it's okay. Now they sitting there talking about teachers are supposed to be bullying the kids that came out as transgender or it's like a part of the alphabet community or the alphabet warriors or brigade or whatever you want to call them. They are supposed to be bullying them by calling them by their real name and their gender that they were born with, and they don't like that. And they feel like they are being targeted. It's I got to do some more research behind that. Yes, I did see that video too. I understand, but you got to understand this though. Them having being in an alternative lifestyle is a sin. It's an abomination against the Most High. I brought it out earlier in Leviticus that a man should not be lying with mankind as he would with womankind. Right. So that is what it is. Being part of the alphabet brigade, the alternative lifestyle, is a sin against the Most High. It's an abominable sin. It's an abomination, and He doesn't look happy. It's not something that's smiled upon. It's frowned upon. It's like greatly frowned upon. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and read off what we got going on. You know what I'm saying? So again, we got the Operation Reservation coming up. It's November 4th at the Neopit Pavilion at the Menominee Reservation. Is where we giving out some clothes and some hot beverage or whatever we can to the Native Americans on the res. We got the Houston Cookout that's coming up November 23rd through the 26th. We have and what does that say? We have the Feast of Hanukkah coming up too in December. That's December 7th for the span of 8 days. We're going to eat, drink, and be merry. We have the 55th annual Passover that's going to be coming up in Durham, North Carolina, April 20th. We should be getting ready for that. We should be buying our tickets and planning ahead. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be $200 to get in. $200 per adult. If you can't afford to pay for it, well, you going to be sitting at the door. Shalaki for saying it that way. But that's how it was told to me. If you can't pay your $200 to get in, nah, listen. You got the fee is $200 per adult. What else? All right. If any new brother or sister wants to come into the school, be off limits for 6 months. If a brother or sister after six months, if the brother or sister wants or have an interest in a particular brother or sister, they would get permission from the head to talk to one another, and then they will court each other for another 6 months. And if a brother and sister are interested in marrying each other, they will get permission from the head. And Ma'ashra, which is 10%, which is the 10th, which is 10 in Hebrew. It's 10% of any increase that the Lord gives you. It's your tithes. You pay that whenever the Lord gives you an increase in your funds. What else? Brothers, if you are interested in becoming a trooper, start wearing all black headbands, boots, pants, and scarves. Let's see. that's my time. Shalom. Y'all about Shabbat Shabbat. Thumb.